Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a 2002 model launch that propelled Chopard into the dive watch arena. This is the Chopard L.U.C Pro One diver, 42 millimeters in diameter in steel. It's 13.5 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 51.2 millimeters, and it has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw this watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, and you can see it is large. Lug to lug, it is quite broad, so I recommend this for a wrist no smaller than 15 centimeters circumference. However, it is fairly flat for an aggressive diver, so it'll fit underneath most sleeves. Now you can see the watch has an impressive stance, and that in spite of the fact that the lug spacing at 20 millimeters is fairly traditional and narrow by modern standards. The timepiece includes a lovely Chopard factory strap. You can see calfskin on the bottom, large rectangular scale alligator leather, matte finish on the top with a contrasting stitch that beautifully matches the indices of the dial. And then we have a Chopard branded, polished and satinated pin buckle, and you can see it, like the strap to the case, fixed by screws and bars for great security. And you can see several different finishes on that buckle. And on this case, now the strap is held to the case using screws and bars. It's a more expensive way to make a luxury watch, but it is also more secure and appropriate for a high-value diver. So the case flank is sheer and polished. The lug hoods are satinated. The lug ends are slightly angular, but you can see they're mostly squared off. We have a set of crown guards, shoulders protecting the crown, and you can see it is quite well sunk in between those guards. It is a screw-down crown. The watch is 300 meters water resistance. We have a polished knurling outboard on the bezel, and then lovely media blasting on the top with raised, relieved, and polished indices and numerals. Now the action is excellent. I would compare it to something like an Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter, maybe even a little bit better in quality of feel. Now you line up that index with the minute hand, and now you have a 0 to 60 minute count up timer for diving or anything you need to track. Taking a quick look at the lume shot, you can see there is no shortage of lume, and that the hands themselves are actually a little bit brighter than the indices. Note all three hands are lumed. Now the outer track on which the hours are mounted has a concentric pattern. We do have a Rayhaut outboard for reading seconds, minutes, and fractions of seconds. And you can see that we also have a wave motif at center. The dial is all black. The hands are polished, faceted down the center, modified Dauphine minute hand, and then a vaguely broad arrow shaped or broad arrow Dauphine hybrid for the hours. We have an L.U.C Louis Chopard counterweight for the Lancet style seconds hand. And you can see we have all applique indices. On the reverse side, we have a compass rose, and of course, en français, so it is N-E-S-O. We also have the rating, 300 meters, 1,000 feet. I know they're not exactly equivalent. Press the I believe button. Several different finishings, including polishing and media blasting. And then inside the case, we have manufacturer caliber 496, a Louis Chopard manufacturer movement. This was the first use of a Chopard manufacturer caliber in a sports watch. So it is a twin barrel micro rotor automatic with a 65-hour power reserve. It features a COSC Swiss chronometer certification being adjusted finally in 5 positions. The movement features a quick set mechanism, which I will now demonstrate. So you can rapidly change the date should you need to. And the watch features a hacking seconds mechanism. The timepiece is glorious, rare, beautifully made, and comes from an esteemed manufacturer with this wonderful 31 jewel micro rotor chronometer automatic inside. It is as sophisticated internally as it is externally. If you want a dive watch but you don't want to wear just another Breitling, Rolex, or Omega, this is the way to go. A true high horology timepiece, handmade and hand finished, and as rugged as any dive watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.